put soapy water in here, and so I can go like this, and there, it came through. So now it's coated that with soapy water, so just get the excess off. And so then I can dip it in here, just the tip, and I'll touch it on there. So I'm going to do this thin line here, and can you see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do it like this. Oh, let's try the glasses.
So you're doing the masking
with this
water pen.
with the water pen.
Mm-hmm. And we're masking it because when you put all those colors over, you don't want it to run in.
Yes. So it's protecting the paper
And
from the
voices
color.
on here too.
And I think that's enough. So that was the only little bit that I had forgotten. So I'm going to start with clean water, and I'm going to wet the whole painting. So now I moved that, now I'm going to move it back again. All right. So with this nice and wet. And so this is arches. I bought this 2-inch masking tape, which is good for if I'm too lazy to wet the paper and stretch it and staple it. It keeps it secure. Okay.
Okay, so it's shiny everywhere.
It's shiny. I'm getting the excess off.
Oh, that
And
one drip.
I got one little drip there.
We need paper
Excess.
towel. We need
So-
towels.
All right. So here I go.
She's going.
I'm going in. So I'm going to use a couple different brushes just so I don't have to keep rinsing. So just to save on that. So I'll start with the brush I used for the water. So I'm going into my yellow, and I'm going around the light. Bullseye. And I'm going to go around this little light too. Okay. And maybe I'll go down like that. All right. Now, another brush. Get it wet.
This is where you gotta work fast, huh?
Yeah. But the paper is good and wet. Why is this stiff? Did I not wash this brush? Ooh. Okay. So now I'm going around with the red. And the red kind of acts as a buffer between the blue and the yellow. But of course, they're all going to blend together anyway. Just gonna go like this. Oops. Oh well. Sorry. And now I'm going to go in with the blue.
It is a bullseye.
Makes me think of darts.
I'm going to do this with my grandchildren at home.
Yeah. So Kathleen saw me do this at the 100 Watercolor Society, and everyone went, ooh, when I put the red down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now
Now, how are you gonna let them roll it?
So now we're gonna let it all roll.
Shake, rattle.
Shake it and roll. Yes. So they're all gonna blend together.
Sneeze.
And let me get, I want my dish here because I can use this paint later. Now I get out the spritzer to facilitate the
Running.
running, the blending.
That's neat.
And you don't make any attempt to keep the yellow, more yellow in
No,
the
because
middle.
we want a blending. And
that's
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
it's cool.
see, if you hold it really close, then you get back to the white of the paper. I don't necessarily want to do that. But I will go back into the middle to get it nice and light there before we're done. And some of that blue.
Wow,
Together.
that's nice.
I'll put a little more blue here.
So now will you get a bloom at all because of this, or?
No,
Is there a
because
chance
it's
that-
all wet.
Okay.
If I let it partially dry, then that's when you get the blooms. But there's so much water on this paper, that's not likely.
And how did you decide that you needed more blue?
It
there?
just started, that's the night sky.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now I want to go into the, oh, maybe I'll let it drip this way. Drip that way. And so I want to keep it light around the middle.
Ooh. The light is shining.
And maybe right there. I don't know how successful that'll be, but. So this is a nice, this is very nice up here.
Wow.
Beautiful.
This is so much fun, it's hard to tell when to stop.
You're painting with water.
See, I've got kind
Okay,
of
that's a nice streak. Though. That-
streak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe I won't. Yep. See, I just have to go like this, and then it's not too streaky.
Just by tilting.
Just
Sometimes you may even
I
want to
move the streak. Because with this masking fluid, sometimes it collects like there. So now I'm going to take a tissue and
Get the old collection.
I'm eventually going to want to slurp up the excess. I kind of like that streak there.
I do too.
So another thing I could do is right here, I could just lighten that a little where that light is, or maybe I won't. Because you can
Yeah.
always go in with a scrubby brush
Yeah.
and lighten
You got
things.
the exact same shape that's in here.
Yeah.
Under the light.
There you go. Okay. So I'm going to do a little more masking here. Okay, so now I'm going to squeeze this out again, because you can't go for too long with the masking fluid before it gets real gloopy. Now I'm looking at this 3-value print to think about where I might want to put the masking fluid. I'm going to put it down here where it's catching the light from this small lamp. All right, I think that's enough. I'm going to wet this central building here, and then I'm going to add color. And again, I'm going to let the color drift around, but the edge, the dry paper, will keep it contained. So clean water. So I'm carefully wetting within my pencil lines. So I'm not necessarily going to have the same detail here when I put in the color. I'm gonna let things drift down so this tower becomes more of a silhouette. And I can always go back in and add more detail if I feel like I need it. Okay, so I'm going to use the same colors that I started with. So now I'm going to be tilting and letting the colors blend again. Now, if I were to spritz this, it would be tricky. I'm just going in really close. And what you could do is just blend these colors and apply them directly. That would be a safer thing to do. I have to give these colors a place to escape. So I'm going to spritz down here and give them an exit at the bottom. I think I'll even do it here. More water flowing. And I think I'll drag some of this color over. This is color from my tray that caught the drips. I'm going to add a little up here so this isn't quite so blue. And actually, I'm gonna have it go over the light. Pretty dark behind here. All right, so I'm adding blue. And now I'm going to add a little water. You can add water because it's all still really wet. So there's light on this part of this tower. So I'm going to hold it like this and let it drift down so it's heavier on this side. Now I'm bringing it across here. I'd add a little yellow right here now. This could be icky. We'll see. I'm going down the front of the building. All right, so I'm going to get rid of the drippy bit. I think I'm going to let that dry on its own for a while. And I'm going to do this building over here. So here again, I'm going to wet it first. This time, instead of letting the color blend on the page, I'm going to use my mix from the tray. I will do it wet and wet. I use my number 10. Yeah, this is more controllable than what I did over here. So this doesn't look as dark as the building in the picture, but that's okay because it's farther away than the tower. Now I'm going to go right into a cast shadow like that with a diagonal. All right, I like this silhouette over here. I think that works really well. So I'm going to dry everything and then I'm going to take the mask off. So whenever you take the mask off, you're confronted with these horrible edges to these white shapes. So you always have to do a little tidying up. But you don't really have to do them till the end. I masked these window frames and they pop a lot. I want to knock these back a little. So I'll use my drip color, my neutral. I'm painting the armature of the lamp. I'm going to do the little top to this. So now I will go into my stonework. I'm not going to worry about getting accurate color or trying to match the photograph. I'm just going to start putting in the rocks. You don't have to do every rock. You just have to do a few, and then the brain will finish the pattern. So another thing I might do is paint with water and then drop the color in. So here I just painted with water. Now I'm going to go into my color. I'm just touching the wet shape that I made. I like that. That gives it a more of a texture. So I'm going to continue to do that. I did draw a few of the stones, so I would capture that perspective up here. You could just draw a few rocks to get the perspective going.
Towards the ground. It's switching.
Yes, it changes. So it goes like this. So that means the horizon line is right here. I keep trying to keep that perspective in mind as I put these rocks in, and mixing a little blue with my drip color. And I'm going to put in a dark down here. Use my number 10. I'm just wetting this because I don't want a hard edge. I'm going to set off the edge of this building in the foreground. I'm not going to bother with this metal fence. Dropping in some strong cobalt. Okay, back to a little brush and stronger color. All right, I'm going to go in here and create this dark from this shrub. Now this is wet and wet. I want to drop in a dark color, but I want it to fade out as it approaches the glare. I'm making just a little stone pattern with my brush. And I'm just making a path for this color to run down, more stone texture.